Shalom, shalom. Call halalim Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone, elder bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the prophets of that body. Shalom to the 144,001 May peace and blessings be upon your households. Okay, Brakti Hawa, Brakti Hawashai, Brakti Hawa, Brakti Hawashai, Brakti Hawa, Brakti Hawashai, Shalom Babakar. Salakim's clearing my throat. It's about 3:15 in the morning. In the AM. I haven't watched the whole video. It's just the title. This elder, Elder Jake made a video. Do Africans see Black Americans as brothers? Okay. Now, I'm not going to go by what he's saying because I haven't watched the video. I'm just going by the title, right? First of all, I watched a little bit up to here. First of all, Black American. Okay, American, Amerigo Vespucci is a white man, an Edomite, a so-called white man. And black, the term black and white, right, were created in the 1600s in Virginia. Prior to that, okay, color was not an issue. They knew in the ancient world, color was not a factor. Okay, before the white man came to power, known as Esau in the Bible, Genesis 25:25. This is their world which is falling. And he's an elder, so he should know the contrast and how the world used to be in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And, when he was in his youth up until now, he knows that the world is a very different place. So he should definitely see the difference. Okay. Now, Amerigo Vespucci is a so-called white man. Black is a byword because we'll be known as bywords in this rulership, Nigger, porch monkey, wetback, for our Latino brothers and sisters, Tonto, for our Native American brothers and sisters, the Israelites. And by the way, the 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians of indigenous and Negro descent on your father's side. Doesn't matter what your mother is. Okay? And as mentioned, in the ancient world, you weren't looked at by your color because they know that, the Israelite man, who is predominantly brown, right? Okay, but then we do have Israelite foreigners. I'm going to touch on that in a second, right? Had children with so-called white women at the time, Edomite women, and women of other nations. They knew that dark men had light-skinned children, pale children, children that may have slanted eyes, children that may have straight hair, And it wasn't about how you looked. Oh yeah, that's a yellow guy, or that's a brown guy, or that's a black guy, or a white guy. All these bullshit terms today made up by the so-called white man, okay, to make themselves look superior when they're actually on the lower end of the totem pole, right? And they did all these things in their rulership so they can have superiority, which they don't, okay? And we can see in the world that they don't, whether it's sports or inventions or who looks better, dancing, who invented everything, because Jacob is the former of all things, right? And, as mentioned, it wasn't about your color in the ancient world. It was about what your father's line is, your lineage, your bloodline. Hence the reason the man carries a seed in his nutsack, okay? He can bust up in 25, 30 different women of all different types of nations. There's 18 nations on the planet. Okay, now there's 18 nations. Jake can have one from each nation, right? And they all look very diverse, different. When I say Jake, I'm talking about Jacob, so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. Can have a woman from each nation, all right? You get those women pregnant, they're all your seed, and when those children are born, they're all brothers and sisters. They're not half brothers and sisters, none of that BS. They are blood brothers and sisters because they all have the same what? Daddy. They all have the same father, all right? The same way us Israelites all have the same father, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, okay? Right? We have the same father, right? I hope I give that as a good example, right? We're all, and in the scriptures it mentions, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It doesn't mention Abraham's wife. It doesn't mention Jacob's wife, Isaac's wife, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob's wife. They do mention them, but when it comes to lineage, what do they say? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So and so begot so and so. So and so begot so and so. So and so begot so and so. They don't mention their wives because it's all about the man's lineage. Okay, you are whatever your father is. Your father shoots you up in your mother. Yeah, you may take on your mother's skin tone, like some Israelites have Edomite mothers or Israelite foreigner mothers. They could look they could be pale, blonde hair and all that. And the son could come out looking like Eminem. I mean, a perfect example, which is used all the time, is what's that? Blake Griffin. Okay, Blake Griffin's father. Blake Griffin by bloodline would be a Levite, a so-called Haitian. His father's dark skinned. His father's married to a so-called a white woman. Okay, that's why I use the term so-called. Okay, these are bywords created. His mother would be an Edomite woman or an Amalekite woman. She's a small hatter. All right, possibly. That's what she is, right? So Blake, that's why Blake's got that talent. That's why he's a basketball player. Hence the reason why the NBA is dominated by who? Israelites. Any pale-looking NBA players like a Larry Bird or whatever, Larry Bird is more than likely Irish. He's probably an Israelite. Because remember, a lot of the Israelites were taken, banished by Cromwell from Ireland into the West Indies. That's why they say everything Irie, And a lot of the Irish were treated like crap when brought to America. Why? Because the crackers, the real Edomites, knew that they had black fathers. Okay? They had black fathers. Hence the reason you got rap groups like House of Pain. Those are just a bunch of N-words. They're just a bunch of ninjas. That's all they are. But with pale complexion. And obviously in the so-called white man's world, as Paul Mooney would say, you got the complexion for the protection. So, okay, yeah, they look pale in this world, and they can sort of bypass certain situations, but the curses still follow all Jake. Okay, Jacob meaning all Israelites. Right? So American is Amerigo Vespucci. Black is a byword. Okay, as you can see, this elder here, his skin is not black. He's like a light brown, medium brown, whatever. He was probably lighter when he was younger as well. Because as you age a little bit, you get a shade, half a shade dark or whatever. So there's no so-called black man. That's really black. Okay. And these are bywords as well. And the term black, nigger, is only on the Judite man, the Israelite man. These terms are not used. Somalians don't use them. Egyptians don't use them. Sudanese don't use it. I'm black. I'm a nigger, yo. They don't say none of that. Those are bywords that are for the Israelites because we're in captivity. These are the curses that apply to us. Right? Same with the Latino brothers, wetback. What do they call them? Grease balls. Are you a Mexican or are you a Mexicant? All these other. I even saw a movie with what's his name, Nick Nolte in the 70s. He called a Puerto Rican, an Ephraimite, tribe of Ephraim. He said, "You nigger with straight hair." He called him a nigger with straight hair. Because a Puerto Rican had Negro features, but he had straight hair. Right? Hey, you nigger with straight hair. These crackers know, man. These Edomites know. And so the term white was created in the 1600s also. Okay. All right. They did that so, so the so-called white man could have his rulership and have that superiority because this is their world which is falling. All right. I'm not going to go into all that aspect right now because then I get sidetracked. So what I'm going to do is just focus on the term, what's written here. Okay. A lot of Israelites, so-called black men, Israelites in general haven't gone to the parts of Africa. I've been there. I've been to East Africa. Not bragging, just saying. But the part I went to in Dar es Salaam means Jerusalem in another lingo. There's a lot of Israelites there. Now, South Africa has got a lot of Israelites. If you look at the South African women, they're quite attractive. Some of them are Hamites, but there's a lot of Jake there also. Hence the reason why South Africa is under so much subjection by the so-called white man. These crackers knew where Jake was. You got to look at it spiritually too, man. Um, You got to look at it spiritually too. How the ghettos are there, how the people move, how they look, the spirit. There's Hamites there, like there is in every part of the world, but there's a lot of Israelites there too, along with those devil crackers, Edomites there too, right? Another heathen nations, these Gooks, these Moabites, and all that, you know. But do Africans see Black Americans as brothers? No, because we are two different types of people. Okay. Number one, an African won't call himself an African. All right. Okay. Back in the world, I knew a couple of Somalian dudes, and they would differentiate themselves from African women. They would use a term, right? Somalian men. Oh, yeah. They would be disgusted when an African woman would approach them to maybe shoot their shot at them, and then the Somalian man will say, some African bitch try to talk to me, because Somalian men don't like African women. They find them ugly. They like Somalian women or Ethiopian women because they have the nicer features. Where I'm in London, there's a whole lot of dirty ass Somalians here, boy. You know what I mean? So I know, right? When they say African, they're usually referring to women that are outside of their specific ethnic group, because Somalians are not. I believe they are Kush, or the same as Ethiopians, right? Um, so there's many races within Africa alone, the land of Africa, which is a land of Ham or Ham. Or those Afrocentric jakes in America, like especially in New York, like Sarnetta and Shaka Amos, that don't want to move to Africa, by the way. They want to live in America, right? But they push that Afrocentric bullshit and talk about Kemet, Kemet, Kemet. Kemet is this English version of saying Ham, hot, you know. Uh, the land of Ham, which is so-called Africa. Africa was conquered by Leo Scipio Africanus, a so-called white man. All right, these are bywords, these are terms used. So when you call yourself African American, you call yourself what? The name of two white men. Who are you, Jake? You are an Israelite. And this elder here, more than likely from the tribe of Judah. He could be tribe of Gad, which means so-called Native American. He could be tribe of Reuben, Seminole Indian. Okay, because remember, when the so-called white man came, all the Israelites that looked so-called black had the same kind of similar look. They bunched them up together, and the ones with straight hair and different types of noses and features and slanted eyes, they put them on the reservations. Why? To create that racial divide. Okay, that's why Chuck Berry, the rock and roll singer, he's a Native Indian. He's a Gadite. Who was other? ODB, Old Dirty Bastard of Wu Tang Clan. He's a Gadite. Just giving you a few examples there. James Brown is a Gadite, a so-called Native Indian. Okay, then you got George Lopez. Okay, he's also an Indian. But he's an Issacarite tribe of Issachar, Mexican. Okay, we're all brothers. You understand? We're all familias, and Latinos would say. Hence the reason why we live in the same hood, especially in New York. We all get along. We all act alike. You know, you know. You understand? And it's spiritual that Judah and Ephraim are in New York, and they act just the same. Obviously, you got Ephraim, so-called Puerto Rican, chuck a little bit of Spanish slang into it. Even Big Pun said it. I believe he said he said something about being Puerto Rican. He said Puerto Rock style with a little bit of black and I'm proud, because he knew that so-called Puerto Ricans, some look black, so-called black, some look so-called Native Indian. Big Pun's wife is she's Puerto Rican, but she looks like people assume that she's a Negro, but she's an Ephraimite. So I'm giving these examples. We are not the same people. And remember one more thing as well. The whole world is brown. There's 18 nations on the planet. 17 of them, 17, are melanated. Okay? And in the ancient world, they were even more darker. Right? Before they were lightened up by Alexander the Freak. All right? When he took over most of the eastern part of the world. So a lot of those people that, those light-skinned, pale Chinese and Japanese, a lot of them are Edomites. I'm not going to go into that right now because that'll probably confuse some people. But remember, you are whatever your father is. All right. In the ancient world, you go back 100 years, you see footage, you see a lot of the people back in that, every part of the world were darker. You got East Indians, you know, the ones with the dots on their head, Mr. Patels, you know, Mr. Ravi Chandrans, Mr. Sri Lankans, Bengalis. There's many, India should be a damn continent because there's many nations within that place alone and they're very diverse looks, right? You got East Indians that are black, so-called black, darker than the so-called black man. They're not called black. Why are you called black? Why are you Israelites called black? Even Malcolm X showed you. Black means dirty, dingy, gross, all negative, impacted words. And that's casting spells upon yourselves. And the so-called white man, who has actually got a complexion like a pig, doesn't have no melanin. The sun hates him. He gets burnt in the sun. He ages like milk and he smells like a dog, right? He's got to calls himself white. White means pure, clean, unblemished, etc., etc., etc. All right? They're the only ones without melanin. And the Lord cursed them just to put that mark on Esau. Genesis 25, KJV, right? He came out red and hairy. Okay? So all skin folk are not kinfolk. Didn't Moses pass for an Egyptian? Wasn't he a brown guy? Do you think if Moses, looked real different, Moses is probably a good-looking dude, because Hamites for the most part, not very attractive. He was probably a smart-looking dude, He's probably just a comely. They probably just thought he's a comely-looking Egyptian, but he was actually an Israelite. He blended right in, But there's always a difference because you can see the difference between Israelites. I can tell by looking at this elder, he's an Israelite. That is definitely not a Hamite, right? Obviously, But remember one thing. Okay, I'm not going to go into the other aspect. So let's just focus on, do Africans see Black Americans? All right, cool. Let's go there. Let's go here. Zondervans. Got it lined up. Now, Zondervans, even a so-called white man knows Zondervan is obviously a small hatter. People that dress in black pretending to be JOOs. The people that you can't talk about, the people that run the Diamond District and own all the banks, that perpetrate fraud. Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood, he became the progenitor of the dark races. The dark races, not the Negroes. But Ham, a Hamite, he was the father of the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites, but not the Negroes. The Negroes are Shemitic. Shem had 5 sons. Now Shem today would be, one of them is the East Indians. That's why the name Shem, or pronounced in the Hebrew, would be Sham. Sham is a very common name amongst East Indians. And there's a lot of Israelite foreigners there too. Sham, Sham. You got them. You got us first, the Israelites. Then you got the East Indians, are also Shemitic. Then you got the Chinese. Yeah, the Chinese, who are the Moabites, they're Shemitic. You've got the Japanese, they're Shemitic. They're known as Ammonites. Then you've got the Edomites, the so-called white man. They're also Shemitic generally. But the chosen lineage is not Abraham, Isaac, and Esau. It's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right? Okay? There's a lineage that's chosen. All right? 2 Ezra 6 verse 54. Jake is chosen and other nations are like spittle. Google that. 2 Ezra 6 verse 54. And when it comes to trends and fashion and music, how come if we are the same people, right? How come there is no talent coming out of Somalia, Africa, Egypt? Where are the basketball players at? Where are the rappers? Where are the rock and roll singers? Where are the soul artists? Where are the jazz musicians? Where are the crooners, the soul singers? Where is the grime music, the jungle music? Meaning jungle music is a genre in the UK, Okay, where's the salsa? Where's the reggae? Hmm? Where's all the inventions? The car, the telephone, the light bulb. And if any inventions come out of so-called Africa, the land of Ham, those are Israelites creating it, mainly from West Africa and other parts. And guaranteed there'll be Israelites because our people are still there. Okay, we invented everything. The so-called white man only invented the patent office. They stole all our inventions, obviously because we had no might. They control the police. They control the infrastructure. How the fuck are we gonna have anything? Then they bombed Rosewood, Black Wall Street when we had a little something. On there burning down so-called Negro farms because the so-called white man neighbors are getting jealous. And that's in the news right now. I made a video on it yesterday. Jeremiah 10:16. This is about us. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is a rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Okay, Lord of armies, Yahweh. Okay, peanut butter, lemonade, traffic light. Who invented all that? Us. The real KFC chicken. Who invented that? Us. Huh? The pencil, the pen. Who invented that? Us. Ice cream. Who invented that? Us. The car. Who invented that? Us. Do you think all these beautiful designs of vehicles in the 50s were invented by the so-called white man? That's us. Hmm? The way we style our cars today. The lowriders, the rims, you know, representing like a chariot, a gold chariot or a silver chariot. That's why you see silver rims or gold rims. You know, the sound systems, representing the sound system in a chariot as well. You know, the beautiful peanut butter gutted seats, you know, peanut butter guts, or the red guts, or the electric blue gut, whatever color, you know, we design our cars. You think the so-called white man invented that? How we dress, how we put ourselves together. You know, you think the so-called white man invented that? Hmm? We are the salt of the earth. We got flavor. We are the Israelites. All right, the so-called white man is just riding our coattail, man. Even in this rulership, which is theirs, which is falling, because 2nd Ezra 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. We got rulership next. America's going to be blown off the map. All right, even in this rulership, the so-called white woman desires a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. You know, sometimes they want that big, bulky Judite. Sometimes they want that Rico Suave, slick back Jake. You know, sometimes they want that swole tomahawk Indian. They want to be conquered by him. You know, even in their rulership, we're the dons. You know, let's go to another scripture here, man. Mhm. Let's go to Amos 9:7. Are ye not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel? Saith the Lord, have not I brought up Israel out of the land of Egypt, and the Philistines, and Capthor, and the Syrians from Ker? Now, the focus is on what the Lord said. Are ye not as the children of Ethiopians unto me? And if you lot have seen Ethiopian women, they're very good looking women. All right. Beautiful features, very attractive. And they're going to make some great concubines in the kingdom. Now, the Lord is comparing the children of Israel to Ethiopians. And that's an excellent comparison because the rest of the Hamites are not so comely. Now, what the Lord is saying that, aren't you similar looking to them, O children of Israel? Yeah, there's instances, yes, we do look kind of similar, but the Israelites, we are more of a better looking people. Okay, we are put together differently and betterly. We're superior, pursuant to Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. Okay, let's go there. Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. Okay, yes, we're similar, but as mentioned before, all skin folk are not kinfolk. Okay, Deuteronomy 7 verse 6, King James Version. Oops. Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people. Holy means separate. Unto the Lord thy power. Yahweh thy power. Unto the Lord Yahweh thy power. The Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahshai, thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, okay, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. That's why we can do the things that we do. That's why we dominate everything. Okay, that's why we invent everything. That's why we look the best. That's why we're desired by most heathen women. And you'll notice that the so-called we're designed by most women if you think about it. You know, you know. Just think about it. Even in hell, we're still supermen in disguise. You understand? I don't see no heathen woman saying, "Oh, they want to ask Somalian man," or they want a Zulu Sudanese. They never say that. They want a so-called black man. Okay, they either want to go to they either want that they either want some reggae. They want to go to the West Indies to get piped, Jamaica and all that, the islands, or they want to go to Puerto Rico and get Pablo and Enrique, you know, or they want to get Leroy, from Memphis, you know. That's what they want. None of them say that they want you know, uh, Oud Canute or something from Sudan. They don't want to say that. Some ashy, dirty ass Hamite. They don't say that. They never say that they want um, Tim, some cracker from Long Island, you know, with his hot dog water stinking ass. They never say that, you know. Now I just typed in, good looking so-called African Americans. Now, the Lord compared us to the Ethiopians. Now, some nice looking women here, right? Now, you would either think that these are Israelite women or Ethiopian women, right? Because Ethiopian women are fine, right? Okay. Now, um, for the most part, right, 90% of the time, even in hell, even though the curses are on us, right? Because in the ancient world we did look better. We are going to look we're going to be back to our former glory, actually better this time around in the kingdom when it's established and that power comes. But you would never mistake these women for Africans. These are all Israelite women. I typed in African American, okay, which is a byword which we are known today, okay, because according to the so-called white man's system or quota system, whatever the fuck they call it, part of my French, right? Now, then I typed in pictures of comely looking sharp Jake men, whatever, and as you can see, you can tell these men, because Israelite men can grow beards as well. Hamite or real Africans, like Egyptians and all that, even in the ancient world, Egyptian men had to put on them fake beards, because they couldn't grow beards. They used to attach it to their face. If you look at certain pictures and know the history to a certain degree, Israelite men can grow beards and thick ass beards too. You know, there's no issue with follicles with the most Israelite men when it comes to their beards, man. You know, I tell you, these brothers, that's a Hamite. That's a Hamite. And these are all Israelites, man, for the most part. Yeah, actually, these are all Israelites. I'm telling you, that's a Hamite. That's an Israelite there. Look at that. See the difference? Now let's go to some pictures of now that's a Hamite. See these ugly ass Hamites? Those are Hamites. Look at that. Those are Hamites. All right. Those are Hamites. Now compare these women, Hamite, real, natural African women, compared to these. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Look at that. Look at that beautiful woman there. Beautiful woman there. You can tell she's got a nice body as well. Beautiful woman there. Compare that to this. Compare these beautiful Israelite women to that. I mean, to that. Look at that. These are Hamite African women, and compare these women to Israelite women. See the difference? All right. We may be brown, and don't get it twisted. You got some ugly ass African, Israelites too. All right. Okay. But for the most part, we are a comelier nation. All right. Yeah. You got the Chinese and Japanese. They look similar, but the Chinese are Moabites. They're heathens also, and Japanese are Ammonites. They're heathens as well. They look similar. Are they the same people? No. Right. You got some Arabs who are the Ishmaelites that look similar uh, to some East Indians. Are they the same people? No. You understand? You understand? So all skin folk are not kinfolk. We are different races. That's why there's a divide. You got to look at the flavor, the salt, how we look, the spirit, pursuant to Romans 8:16, that we are the children of the Most High. All right. So Africans and African Americans are not the same people. They gave you these bywords to cut you off from being a nation. That term African American, pursuant to Psalms 83. The nations came together to cut you off from being a nation. Okay. Okay, so I don't know which part of America he lives in. Okay, and if you do ever see this, not that I get many views, but if you do see this, Mr. Stroud, um, you are an Israelite. Okay, and I'm sure you may have seen the brothers teach on the corner. So if take heed if it's the Lord's will. All right, but nothing against you. I'm just going by what the title says here. Do Africans see Black Americans as brothers? All right, and I didn't play anything, so I'm still going to say copyright fair use. I'm just using this title here, what people are talking about today. Right? Okay, Acts 13, verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger or Niger, okay, and Lucius of Cyrene and Manian, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul. Hmm? If you read the Bible, there's certain slang words like crib, nigger, um, you know, uh, certain terms that will be used that we use today because it's all spiritual. The Bible is written by us for us. Okay. Now, how many Hamites or Egyptians or Sudanese are called nigger? Even in the slang way, nigger just means dark skinned. Okay. The so-called white man just made it, demonized it, made it like a real slur. You know. So when Jake just says, when I say Jake, I'm talking about the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. When they say, "Hey, what's up, my nigga?" They're just saying, "Hey, what's up, my brown guy?" That's what they're saying. You know. How many Hamites or heathens are called nigger? These look, Barnabas, Simeon, they're Israelites. The Bible is by us for us. Okay, that's another differentiation. And also, in the book of Exodus, there's a difference between the Lord put there, Yahweh Shai put there, the difference between Hebrew women, Hebrew Israelite women, and the difference between Egyptian, who are Hamite. Okay, we are a lively people. We are jovial. We are so-called fun. We are knowledgeable. We are eloquent. You know, we invent everything. You know, I don't see no inventions coming out of Africa. Those MFers can't even buy a fly swatter to get the flies off their face. And these Egyptians were once people that ruled because the Lord gave them that power, man. Because wasn't Egypt once a ruling power once? Now look at it today, ruins. The Lord can raise and debase, man, at the same time. Raise and debase at the same time. I mean, not at the same time. Certain times, as the scriptures say, there's a time to be planted and a time to be plucked out. And now we're falling. Now we're coming to the base of the dream of Daniel. Is it Nebuchadnezzar's dream? Yeah. The statue. We're at the stone part where everything's crumbling. Because this kingdom is falling. The so-called white man's kingdom is falling. Every kingdom has a time to rule. You Israelites need to get it out of your head that the so-called white man's going to rule forever. They've only been given a short rule. Probably the shortest kingdom. All right. Hence the reason why America is falling. Things are closing down. Movies are gone. No one goes cinema no more. No one's in love no more. You don't see couples for the most part, you know, holding hands and all that other shit. You don't see that no more. Everyone's faces are grey because they know something's coming. But the elect are elated because we know each day we get through is another day closer to the return of Yahweh Shai, His Majesty, and Brakti Yahweh Bashem Yashai Bashem Rakakadash for that. Okay, let's go to the scripture. Exodus 1:19. And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them. Now the focus is the difference between Hebrew women and Egyptian women. The Hebrew women are lively, Egyptian women are not. And if you look, okay, so the Israelite women are lively, heathen women, Hamite women are not. Okay, and if you've been around Africans, man, you don't want to eat their food, you don't want to be around them. They smell just like the so-called white man smells, East Indians smell. The heathens are not lively people. Same as the Gooks, Chinese, they're not very lively people. You know, Israelite people, you go around the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, even Israelite foreigners, right, that grew up in different cultures, but have Israelite fathers going, pursuing to the lineage, man, you're gonna have a ball. You're gonna have fun. You know what I mean? You're gonna have fun. I mean, not fun. You're gonna vibe with each other, especially if you know who each other is through the spirit. I mean, in terms of being in the truth, that's a different ball game. That's a beautiful thing, especially when you know that you're all Israelites. But if you don't know that if you don't know that you're Israelites, and you just think that, oh yeah, that guy's a Mexican or that guy's a so-called black guy or whatever, you live with your neighbors and and then you're invited over for a barbecue or whatever, and then you think, man, these people are just like us. It's similar. They may have a different lingo. They may look slightly different, but they're brown just like me. They may you know, uh, do the merengue and salsa and all that, and we may do the diddy bop and all that shit, but we're the same people. The food is similar tasting. We got flavor. Our women are fine. For the most part. You gotta know the difference, man. This is spiritual, not just because most of you Israelites in America, especially, have been beat down so bad. When you go to a part of America or to a part of the world and you're the only so-called person of color and you see maybe a Somalian or East Indian that's just as dark as you, they're gonna say, hey brother, they don't see you the same. There's Samoans, Polynesians that look similar to so-called black people. They were afros and all that. They're Japhetic, they're not even the same people. They're not gonna vibe with you. Not unless they're like the Rock. Dwayne Johnson, Dwayne Johnson is an Israelite. His father's a so-called black man, but Dwayne Johnson's got his mother's Samoan features. You understand? So you are whatever your father is. Okay? You're only going to vibe with people that are your own race. You understand? That's always going to happen. Obviously, there's always there's hate amongst us, but you can tell through the spirit who's your people, who's not. All right? So back to the fact of the matter. No, Africans, Hamites do not see black Americans as brothers at all. No, they don't. They don't even like you. They call you a kata. A kata means a cotton picker. They call you a slave. They call you the N-word as well, just like the so-called white man does. All right. Remember one more thing. All skin folk is not kinfolk. There's 18 nations on the planet. 1-8. All right. 17 of them are melanated, but different nations. The Chinese and Japanese, the bywords that they are known by, look similar, but they are not the same people and they do not like each other. They look similar. Okay. Now, Israelites and so-called Africans, we look similar in certain cases, but we are not the same people. All right. And plus, we look better anyway. And we got flavor and we invented everything. Plus, we are the children of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. We are the chosen. All right. And we are superior. There's no fucking equality in the scriptures whatsoever. We are superior. Period. I had to say period there. We are, that's true. We are superior. Full stop. I'll say that. We are superior. Full stop. All right. So Africans do not see Black Americans as brothers. All right. We're not the same people. Anyway, all praise to Yahweh Bashim Bashim Rakakadash. Mawatha Bad Babal. Kwam Yashrala.